Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we got some big entertainment news for you. Apparently, Amazon is taking complete creative control of James Bond, and Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli are stepping back.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So James Bond did indeed die at the, I'm sorry, is that a spoiler? No Time to Die. And that might
He had time to die.
He had time to die. And I think that maybe that is the end of James Bond. I don't see this going very well, but who the hell knows? We're going to talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to Kickstarter. You got less than a day yet to back the Shadowbinders hard enamel pin set. You guys have been awesome. These are going to flip pretty darn quick. All the artwork's done. It's already with the manufacturer. We basically just have to place the order.
I will be hand packing them.
She will be hand packing them. Yes, she will.
It's true.
So check it out. Less than a day left on Kickstarter. So yeah, let's talk about the situation with James Bond. There's some acrimony between the producers, or former producers, I guess, of James Bond, the Broccolis, who have had control of the franchise for a very long time. And it stalled out at Amazon Studios. Amazon, of course, bought MGM, which is, the company that put out the James Bond movies. And yeah, I think Broccoli said that Amazon were effing idiots.
Yeah, well, we've seen them make lots of mistakes before.
So it went from
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, Wheel of Time. Now they're effing idiots, but now they own the whole thing. So
yeah, they make $1 billion or something. It's something high.
So they're gonna have to do like the young James Bond adventures, in which James Bond started out as a young woman of color.
Yeah, I was gonna say young black woman.
Yep, questioning his sexual identity, and then decides to transition and join MI6 or something. Anyway,
Race reassignment surgery.
A race reassignment. Yeah. Oh my God, it'll be like Knight Rider. Except we'll just.
Yes, I remember the Knight Rider.
Yeah, except we're just gonna do gender and race reassignment, and now Julie Bond is James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Shaken, not stirred, just like her ovaries. James Bond shocker. Amazon MGM Studios takes creative control of spy franchise as the producers step back in news that will send shockwaves throughout the industry. Longtime James Bond producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli are relinquishing control of the spy franchise and handing the reins to Amazon MGM Studios. Oh God!
I think it's begrudgingly handing it over, given the comments made before.
Broccoli.
Was it Broccoli or was it Wilson who made the comments before?
I think it was Broccoli. I think it was her dad. I think her dad was one, or was it her former husband? I don't know. Anyway, you always see Albert Broccoli on the the beginning of the James Bond movies, but I'm sitting here like, okay, they were the only ones, as I understand it, that were kind of holding the line with James Bond and being like, yeah, James Bond is always going to be a white male because that's the character and whatever. And now that Amazon has control of it.
Oh yeah, you know what's coming.
Julie Bond.
We've seen it with like Voltron and the Rings of Power.
Oh yeah, Voltron. I don't even know what they're doing. I mean, yeah, Henry Cavill's in it. I'm not too impressed with what I've seen of the Amazon Voltron reboot. It doesn't have a lot to do with the original.
Even Cavill can't save it?
I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. Anyway, it said part of the arrangement was revealed Thursday. Amazon and the producers have formed a new joint venture to house the Bond intellectual property rights, with Broccoli and Wilson being co-owners, but creative control goes to Amazon.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Under the terms of the new venture, Amazon MGM will gain creative control. So they're going to get paid, but Amazon gets to call the shots. Again, what could possibly go wrong?
But isn't James Bond dead? Or is it like, oh, no, he was just very badly burned, but he's fine now?
Okay, so that version of James Bond was a reboot, kind of. And with Casino Royale, and they did like, I think 5 movies, and then they killed him off. And
So
so
now it's going to reboot again? Is that
it'll
what's
be a
gonna...
reboot. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's not a reboot. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm waiting for the so the rumor for years, and I think it's been debunked, was that James Bond is actually a mantle. That's actually a code name for different agents, which explains why he looks different throughout the years. But I'm waiting for them to be like, no, it's the mantle of James Bond, and anybody can be James Bond now.
Yes, I thought it was like 007 was the number was the mantle, but yeah.
Yeah, but people speculated that there were actually multiple James Bonds. They had, they were different guys. They just took the name of James Bond. And then that's why, with Casino Royale, that was the whole theory, but I think it was debunked a long time ago. Casino Royale, they basically soft rebooted the franchise because they still had the same M, but
the truth is I don't really care about James Bond, so
I know you don't. Casino
you like
Royale,
it, but Kneon very much likes James Bond.
Casino Royale was very good. And then it was all downhill from there. But Casino Royale was very, very good.
I just remember you watching that when we lived someplace else, but I never really got into it. But I know you've always been a big fan.
Yeah, I was. I mean, certain eras of James Bond obviously are better than others. But anyway, details were not disclosed. There's already
of course they're not.
Industry speculation that Broccoli and Wilson have received a healthy payday from Amazon and will continue to have some shared economics, but they're not going to have any input. Since the most recent series starring Daniel Craig came to a close in 2021 with No Time to Die, 007 has appeared to be in no man's land despite wild speculation about who will replace Craig. There has been no substantive updates about the future of the franchise, and they're just talking about
we know what's going to happen. It's not going to be a white guy. We know that. However you take that how you will, it's not going to be a white guy.
Yeah, they said that they were surprised. There was some tension between Amazon and the Bond producers because that's part of the reason I think they wanted MGM was to get James Bond. It's about the only thing they had that was worth anything. And they said in December, the relationship had all but collapsed and Broccoli had characterized Amazon to friends as fucking idiots.
So it was Broccoli, yeah.
Yes. And now some of that ire had to do with Broccoli's resistance to making James Bond open to an expanded universe concept.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, no.
That's what they're doing?
Oh, my God, no.
Spinoffs of other characters not please her, and they would not be a priority. Oh, no. Oh, this is not going to be good.
To Broccoli, 007 is a gem that consists of one movie at a time, carefully crafted and never out of her controlling hands. 5 Pictures arc accomplished with Craig and filmmakers like Sam Mendes was a remarkable achievement. Yeah, but clearly something had to give because it's just taken too long to get on track with a new chapter for 007.
It's taken too long to get on track because you killed 007 last time. And you made choices that the audiences did not like last time.
Oh, my God.
Am I wrong?
No, but they're saying Christopher Nolan wants to make James Bond movies. That actually could be kind of interesting. I don't know. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh
my God. Quentin Tarantino's James Bond. That actually, oh my God.
But you actually are into that idea.
I'm just trying to think what a train wreck that would be.
Kill James?
Yeah. Kill James. Yeah. So they're just like, they don't have control over it anymore. I just don't
think this is going to be a good thing. Since its theatrical introduction over 60 years ago, James Bond has been one of the most iconic characters in filmed entertainment. So that's why we got to change everything about him. Says Mike Hopkins, head of Prime Video at Amazon MGM Studios. So important, such an iconic character. But now we got to make him, he's too white and too male.
Yeah, I think it's a disaster in the making.
100%. Above that, Wilson was like, "Oh, Amazon's a trusted partner."
No, Amazon's
signed the check
cleared. Yeah,
I know, right?
The check cleared, and I'm going to say what I have to say. That's the way it is in Hollywood. Like these people shit on each other all the time, and then as soon as like large sums of money are involved, they all love each other. Like, yeah, we're bestest buddies now. Even though I was, calling for blood last week because now we got everything worked out. Now I got
paid.
I got $100 million in the bank. I'm good. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Why does anybody give us $100 million? Because
shut up.
Right.
$100 million
we'll
shut you down.
Give us like 10, 20. We'll talk. But I'm kidding. Next Bond girl.
Another
make it stop. Make it stop.
Yeah, Let's see. Broccoli and Wilson didn't have a private buyer to buy the franchise from Amazon. If they did, they would gain full control. It was estimated between 2 to 5 billion. Yeah. It'd be hard to gain control unless you had Elon Musk or somebody to buy it and award it to them. It would never happen. So basically, it's like they just didn't have the means to buy.
It got too big for them to contain it.
Yeah.
I don't know how after the last performance, but
it did okay. The last one did all right.
It wasn't that. I mean, it did not do that great.
I remember they were trying to blame the weather because they're like old people like James Bond.
Yes.
And old people didn't want to go out to the theater because they were afraid of catching a cold.
They did that with what was the other thing they did that with recently too? There was something else they did that with recently as well. And I'm like, come on.
No, it's like nobody wanted to see James Bond get ground down by the new POC woman agent and then die.
It was the Captain America. Like, Harrison Ford. No one wanted to go out in the cold because the Harrison Ford's audience is old. That was what the one they were blaming it on.
I know. They're all. It's like it was too chilly for all the senior citizens who didn't want to go see Daniel Craig. I'm like, actually, Daniel Craig brings in a younger audience. A lot of people jumped onto the James Bond train with the Daniel Craig movies because it was a reboot and it wasn't like you had to go back and watch 30 all of them. But there we go, guys. It's over. Like, if you had any hope for James Bond, I think at this point, I think with any of these legacy franchises, you can be curious about where they're going to go with it, but do not have any hope that it's going to be good.
Keep your expectations tempered.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that they put out,
Post James Bond, there's a lot of possibilities that someone puts out.
It's possible. Yeah, they were trying to curtail that too a little bit, I guess, because James Bond, he can't be a misogynist. He can't slap a bitch, or spank her bitch or whatever he does. But yeah, I give up. I think it's over. It's look, all these corporations are buying all these things that we've loved for decades, and then they turn into, shadow their former selves, right? And you just have to expect that anymore. Anytime people get excited, like, oh my God, they're going to make more James Bond. It's going to be an Amazon with the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, yeah, okay. Did you just hear yourself? Yeah, exactly. Take the IQ test.
I think the expectations are very low anyway. The only problem with that is then anything that's quasi, passable will be like, oh my God, it's a win, But just, maybe it'll be good. Who knows?
It might be. Just don't expect
Don't expect anything.
And that's kind of how I am more is I'm like, you prove to me that this is good to get me back on board. But I'm just going to assume that it's just going to be soulless corporate product, and it's probably going to be very corporate year. And especially when you don't have the original creatives in control anymore, you're going to be hard pressed to prove it to me unless you show me something good. And that's kind of where I am with everything now. And it's a lot easier that way. It's a lot easier to just be apathetic up front than it is to be like all excited for something and then be colossally let down.
Isn't that sad? Isn't that really sad? Like, I miss being excited about stuff, and I still get excited about some things, usually toys and stuff. But I'm just like, I can't get excited about stuff anymore because I know it's going to be crap or I'll be disappointed. And even if my expectations are low, I might find some enjoyment in it because I'm not expecting much out of it. So anything that's quasi good, I might be like, yeah, that wasn't too bad. So, that's kind of where I try to stay because then I'm at least somewhat happy.
Maybe they will surprise us and Henry Cavill will get to be James Bond because he is already working with Amazon.
I doubt it.
I mean, that would be an interesting turn.
I don't think so. It's going to be Julie Bond, and we'll see what happens.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.